Yes, it is logical and scientifically supported to say that the people living in the Middle East, Southwest Asia, around 3000 BCE likely had darker skin tones similar to native Africans. This conclusion is based on climatic conditions, human evolutionary history, and genetic studies. SNOT 1. The role of the sun and skin pigmentation. Melanin production. Human skin color is largely determined by melanin, a pigment that protects against ultraviolet UV radiation. High UV exposure in the Middle East. The Middle East, especially regions like Mesopotamia, Arabia, and the Levant, experiences intense sunlight. People living in hot, sunny climates tend to have darker skin to protect against UV damage. Lighter skin evolved later, primarily in northern latitudes where UV exposure is lower. NA 2. Early human migration and African ancestry. Humans originated in Africa about 200,000 to 300,000 years ago. The first humans outside Africa migrated into the Middle East, Levant, Arabia, around 70,000 BCE. These early populations still retained dark skin, as they had not yet evolved lighter skin adaptations. Archaeological and genetic evidence suggests that early Middle Eastern populations were closely related to Northeast Africans. 3. Ancient DNA and genetic evidence. Ancient Egyptian DNA studies show that early Egyptians who lived in a similar climate to the Middle East had strong genetic ties to sub-Saharan Africa. The Natufians, 10,000 BCE. One of the earliest known Middle Eastern cultures, had dark skin and African genetic connections. Dravidians. South India and ancient Middle Easterners. Some scholars note similarities between ancient Middle Easterners and South Indians, Dravidians, who still have dark skin due to high sun exposure. 4. Historical descriptions of Middle Eastern peoples. Greek and Roman accounts describe ancient Egyptians and other Middle Eastern groups as having darker skin compared to Europeans. The Bible and other ancient texts reference Shus people of the region as being dark-skinned. 5. When did skin lightening occur in the Middle East? Lighter skin tones began evolving after 3000 BCE, mainly due to genetic mixing with northern populations, Indo-Europeans, Central Asians, agriculture reducing vitamin D intake, requiring lighter skin for better absorption, migration and cultural shifts over thousands of years. Conclusion: yes, it is logical to say that Middle Eastern people in 3000 BCE had darker skin, similar to native Africans. Their environment and genetic history strongly suggest that early populations in Egypt, Arabia, Mesopotamia, and the Levant had deeply pigmented skin. The lightening of skin in the region occurred gradually due to migration, genetic adaptation, and environmental changes over thousands of years. Would you like details on specific ancient groups, genetic studies, or historical descriptions?